Greetings in Jesus' wonderful name and welcome to Riverside Chats. I began a series on 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter in the Bible. Just for your information, on the caption today is the second largest mountain peak in the world. It's in Africa. It's called Mount Kilimanjaro. The love of God is so high. The love of God is so deep. The love of God is wide, wider than the widest ocean. As we proceed into the exposition of 1 Corinthians 13, we look at verses 4 to 7. If we had to give it a title, we'll call it the characteristics of love. Paul shows us here what love is really like. In verse 4 of chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians, Paul says, love is patient. Love is kind. Sometimes we want things done yesterday. It's important to do things quickly. But love is patient. In God's economy, waiting is very productive. The Bible says, those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Love is not only patient, love is kind. Wow, what a statement. It's not rocket science. But Paul declares that love is kind. Are you kind to people? Are you kind to strangers? Are you kind to your neighbor? God is an awesome God. God is kind towards us. Instead of God giving us justice, he gives us mercy. The Bible tells us that God is slow to anger. Sometimes our anger rises up too soon. Paul says love is patient. Love is kind. Paul continues to declare that love does not envy. It's not jealous. Love does not boast. Love makes no parade. Often we want everyone to know the good we do. We seek notoriety. We seek the applause of men. But love does not envy. Are you jealous of what other people have? Do you always want to match up with the Joneses? If someone has a new car, are you jealous of that? If someone has a better house than you, are you jealous of that? Love does not boast. The Bible says pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. You would notice that I'm not giving you just profound stuff that you bowled over. I'm sharing with you very simple truths out of the Bible. And they are yet so profound. Jesus spoke with simplicity, yet he spoke with authority. You can be simple and profound. Love does not envy. It does not boast. There was a king in the Bible whose name was Nebuchadnezzar. He was the great king of Babylon. He was proud, and he would say, is this not great Babylon that I have built? Some people have the disease of eyesightis. Eyesightis is a disease that people have where they're obsessed with themselves. I. Love does not boast. This man boasted, "Is this not great Babylon that I have built?" God spoke to him in a dream. Daniel came and interpreted the dream. Before that, he saw the power of God in operation through Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They walked in the fiery furnace and did not have one follicle of hair singed. God is a God who protects us. God walks with us through the fire. But here was a man who boasted. And then God sent another dream. In it he saw a big tree that was suddenly hewn down. The tree provided shade for wild animals. Birds of the air made their nests in the tree. But now suddenly it was cut down. What was the interpretation of this dream? That King Nebuchadnezzar was like the tree, and God was going to cut him down. He had a rare sickness. He thought he was a donkey for 7 years. He stayed outside, covered by the dew of heaven. His nails grew like claws. His sanity only returned when he gave glory to the God of heaven. The Bible declares, "My glory I will share with no other." God will not share his glory with any. Paul declares, love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not have an attitude. I like to tell people, your attitude will determine your altitude. Some people don't go high enough. They don't progress enough because they have an attitude about life. Have a good attitude instead of a bad one. Some people have the attitude that they're entitled to everything. I tell people as a Christian, I'm entitled to nothing, but should be thankful for everything. Are you rude? Are you arrogant? I hope I never come off like this, but some people are so arrogant that you don't want to listen to them. Now there's a difference between meekness and weakness. To be humble does not mean that you allow people to kick you around. I like to put people in their places, especially if they're arrogant and rude. Love does not insist on its own way. Oh, some people, their mantra is my way or the highway. Love does not want to have its own way. I want God's way to be my way as I journey here below, for there's no other highway that a child of God should know. Though the journey's steep and rough, if he leads me, that's enough. I want God's way to be my way every day. As we continue, we learn that love does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things. Love believes all things. Love hopes in all things. Love endures all things. Now, as we look at these verses, as we looked at the different characteristics of love, Paul defines love not as an emotion, but an active way of life. Isn't that awesome? Love is a way to live. Live the way of love. The Bible declares, and you must love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your mind, and all of your strength. Notice all, all, all. Love is not an emotion, but love is an active way of life. Now, as we look at the different characteristics, each characteristics contrasts with the attitude of the Corinthian church, with their behavior, highlighting what true love should look like. As we look at patience and kindness, these two virtues reflect God's nature. It'll be great if people can say, that Charles Durham, he's patient, he's kind, just like the God he serves. When Paul speaks about love not being envious and boastful and arrogant, what is Paul saying there? He's saying love does not compete or seek recognition. We are not in a race to see who's the biggest and the brightest, who is the smartest, who is the most spectacular. We are not in a race to reveal that. Love does not compete to seek recognition. When Paul says love is not rude, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, Paul is basically saying, consider other people first. Paul continues, love rejoices in truth. Love values righteousness over personal gain. Paul declares love bears all things. Love believes all things. Love hopes and endures all things. Paul is here describing that love is steadfast. It's unwavering. As we look at these qualities, we learn that they're essential for Christian unity and personal relationships. I shared with you in this session some of the characteristics of love. What is love like? What's the nature of love? According to Paul's writings, 1 Corinthians 13. God bless you, and may you be filled with the characteristics of love.